Yo, what's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be doing a positional tier list. Haven't done one in a while. Let's go ahead and do it. There's a lot of new cards and a lot of cards that we can't even use anymore. So we'll go ahead and get into this tier list. But before we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on. And in the comment section below, let me know if you agree with the tier list, what you think I'm missing. And I know I'm going to be missing some stuff. So please let me know in the comment section what you think it was. I didn't miss it on purpose. Sometimes it happens. Just let me know what you think I missed. All right, let's go ahead and get into the tier list. So starting off, we'll start with catchers. In my opinion, at catcher, the S tier is gonna be Adley Rutschman, Joe Mauer, and then Kyle Schwarber. And for me, Adley Rutschman is the #1 choice at catcher, followed by Kyle Schwarber and then Joe Mauer. I just like Schwarber's swing better than Joe Mauer's. I know Joe Mauer all the way around is better, but remember, we can make Schwarber a lot better as well with our durability boost, since he has a 99 durability, and that's what we actually do. Nonetheless, all of them are viable options. A tier, I got Elias Diaz, Will Smith, Napoli, Sean Murphy, Carlos Santana, and Jonah Heim. I think that's the A tier. Then the B tier, you got Blake Mitchell, Gary Sanchez, 97 overall, set 3-1, not the set 1-1. Obviously, we cannot use set 1 cards unless we wild card them, and you're not going to be wasting on a 97 Gary Sanchez, of course. Kyle Teal and is the last B tier for me, and then the C tier is going to be Salvi, the 97 overall, set 3 card, and William Contreras, the Kaiju, set 2 card. Now, with that being said, I think that the S tier is a good step above the A tier. Like, those 3 guys should be your starting catchers. One of those 3. All right, moving on. We're going to first baseman. I try to include everybody, including guys that can play first base as well as they're both primary and secondary. I probably missed some, but again, I'm not perfect. Let me know in the comment section. S tier for me at first base is going to be Austin Riley, Nick Castellanos, Joe Mauer, Kyle Schwarber, Josh Donaldson, and then Adley Rutschman. All those guys are S tier for me at first base. A tier, you got Yandy Diaz, Stan Musial. The only reason why Musial doesn't hit that S tier is because his swing isn't the greatest. And also being the fact he's a lefty and his swing not being great right now, the meta is to use Donaldson every game out of the pen. So good luck trying to figure Donaldson out with Stan Musial's slow swing. So for me, attributes are amazing. The swing just puts him in that A tier. Vladdy Jr., I think I already said him. Jock Peterson, Matt Holliday, Bryce Harper, Big Papi, Frank Thomas, and then Buck O'Neil. All those guys for me are A tier. B tier at first base are going to be Slam Tana, Justin Turner, Luis Arias, Matt Olson, and Freddie Freeman, the monthly awards card. And then C tier for me is going to be Mike Lowe and Prince Fielder. I just think those guys, for how many the first base options that we have, that's why they land in that C tier, because their attributes aren't the greatest, of course. Moving on to second baseman now. Now at second base, again, included guys at secondary at second base along with primary at second base. S tier for me, we got Jose Ramirez, Ellie De La Cruz, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Hank Thompson, and Jackie Robinson. I think those guys are the S tier for second base. A tier, we got Luis Arias, Jose Altuve, Ian Happ, Justin Turner, Brandon Crawford, Yandy Diaz, Alfonso Soriano, Ryan Sandberg, and Jackson Holliday. I know you saw like Luis Arias and Turner and Yandy Diaz obviously at first base as well. A couple of those guys were B tier, but that was because, you know, their power and their attributes aren't matching up with what we have at first base. But for second base, because of their numbers and the, you know, what we have at second base, I think those are the A tier. They fall into the A tier for second base of what can play second base. B tier, you got Ozzy Albies, Willie Adames, Mike Lowell, Alan Trammell, Jorge Polanco, Honus Wagner, Chase Utley, and Gavin Lux. And then rounding it out at C tier for me is Ian Kinsler. Moving on now, that's the second baseman. Whether, again, I might have missed some that can also play second base or even primary second base, but for me, those are the clear-cut guys. Now we move on to the shortstop. At shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz, you're going to see his name a lot. In the infield, you got David Wright, Derek Jeter for me would still technically be S tier based off his attributes, fielding, and speed. Jose Ramirez and then Bo Bichette, those are the S tier guys. A tier, Carlos Correa's fringe S tier for me, especially since he has a durability boost. If you do use that, if you use that durability boost even at the tier 2, he would become I think tier 3 would make him, yeah, for me he would have to be tier 3 durability boost to be S tier, but by himself without any boost or anything like that, that's, I have him fringe S tier, but definitely A tier. Brandon Crawford, again, very good option at short. Josh Donaldson, the only reason why he doesn't bump up to that S tier is because the defense at short, I don't really trust it. Yes, he'll have gold defense, but speed and the reaction aren't going to give him a lot of range at short. Jackson Holiday, Jackie Robinson, borderline S tier. Great numbers. The only thing he's missing is the power. But you can I almost wanted to put him in the S tier, but with those other guys up there, he doesn't match up to those guys up there in the S tier because of the power. Hank Thompson, again, another guy, borderline S tier. I could say he could be S tier with the durability boost that I use at tier 3, because he's damn near maxed out contact versus both and has good power, defense, speed, all that. However, without any boost or parallels, he's A tier for me at shortstop. Marcus Semien, again, another guy that could be S tier at short with the durability boost, but I'm not going to factor that into the tier list because not everybody uses these boosts. Corey Seager, only reason he doesn't meet the S tier is because of his defense. Yes, it's gold defense, but the speed and the reaction aren't going to net you a lot of range. B tier, Justin Turner, Willie Adames, Island Trammell, Honus Wagner, and Gavin Lux. And then C tier, we got Luis Arias, Ozzy Albies, Jorge Polanco, and Robin Yount. Only reason Arias doesn't meet that B, or I mean, I could probably put Arias in the B tier, but because of how slow he is and the defense, I don't think he's going to play that great of a shortstop. All right, moving on to third base. At third base, S tier again, David Wright. Austin Riley, definitely S tier. Jose Ramirez, S tier for sure. Nick Castellanos, great hitting numbers, decent defense at third as well. He's going to meet that S tier. Ellie De La Cruz, again, you saw him all S tier from second all the way short and third, of course. And then Josh Donaldson, definitely at third base, is S tier for me. A tier, you got Marcus Semien. He could probably borderline S tier, but matching up with those other guys, the hitting with the power, he's just lacking a little bit of power to put him into that S tier for me. Vlad Jr., borderline S tier at third base for sure. Just depends on how much you like his swing. Corey Seager, A tier, definitely. Hank Thompson, A tier as well because of the power. Yandy Diaz, for me, I was considering him an S tier because he does have good pop and very good hitting numbers, but he's like a fringe S tier. Definitely using that durability boost, for sure, an S tier at third base. Correa, again, another guy with durability boost, definitely an S tier at third base. However, without it, not for me. Brandon Crawford, A tier. Jackie Robinson as well, A tier. Wyatt Langford, another guy that can get the durability boost. He would definitely be S tier for me at the tier 3 durability boost. But again, we're basing it off of no boost and straight. We're basing off no boost and no parallels. Jackson Holiday, another A tier guy. B tier, you got Slam Tana, Gavin Lux, Luis Arias, Ian Happ, Justin Turner, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith. Yes, the catcher Will Smith, he does have third base secondary. Borderline A tier. Probably should have put him there, honestly, but I feel comfortable him being in the B tier. C tier, you got Alan Trammell, Willie Adames, and Honus Wagner. All right, that completes the infield. Now we're going to be moving on to the outfield. And what I like to do with the outfield, I just like to bunch them all together. I don't do left field, center field, right field. A lot of them can play all three positions. And if you're a really good center fielder, you're going to be able to play really good left and right field. For example, S tier, Mickey Mantle, center field, diamond defense. He'll have diamond defense in left and right. He's going to play a great diamond defense anyway because he has 99 speed, great arm. He's a 5-tool player, of course. Ronald Acuna, primary right fielder, but has the defense that he could play center field because of his speed. Kyle Tucker, him, obviously I wouldn't really want to put him in center field, but he'll play a good right and left field for you. Dylan Cruz, primary center field, good speed. He'll be able to play a good left and right field. Hank Thompson as a corner outfielder, and even center field, he could play center very well because of his speed and defense. I would definitely classify him as an S tier for the outfield. And then Hank Aaron, of course, S tier. Sammy Sosa, only reason why I didn't put him in the S tier is because his attributes are there, defense, speed, all that. His swing, for me, I don't like his swing personally, but obviously if you do like his swing, he's going to be S tier. I don't really see people using Sammy Sosa anymore though. Bryce Harper, only reason he doesn't crack that S tier is because his defense isn't the best. Max Clark, good hitting and all that, just a fringe below S tier for me. Randy Arozarena, only reason why he doesn't crack that S tier is because of his defense. Same thing for Kyle Schwarber, awesome hitting, defense though. Jock Peterson, again, same thing, awesome hitting. He wouldn't play a bad corner outfield, but again, I trust him more at first base or DH. Lars Nootbaar, all very, very fringe S tier. Has good defense. I really wouldn't play him in center field. That's the reason why he's a primary center fielder, but doesn't have the best of speed. But he has amazing hitting attributes and also he has an elite swing for sure. But for me, he still stays comfortably into the A tier. Larry Walker, comfortable in the A tier for sure for me as well. Wyatt Langford in the A tier. Corbin Carroll, he should be in the S tier, but his swing is awful in my opinion. He has a super late leg kick that's really weird. It just throws me off. I've heard other people that don't like it either. If you personally like his swing, he is definitely S tier because his hitting is there, but for me, he's A tier because that swing holds him back. Nick Castellanos, only thing holding him back from that S tier is his defense. Same thing with Matt Holliday. Juan Soto, same thing again as well. Holding him back from that S tier is the defense. Stan Musial, both the defense and his swing holding him back from the S tier for me. Ian Happ, I'm comfortable putting him in the A tier for outfielder. Has great defense, switch hitter, good hitting attributes, and has a very damn good swing. Yoshida, another guy that I'm comfortable in the A tier. Buck O'Neil, love his swing, very good hitting attributes, and can play a damn good outfield with diamond defense. And he actually has 85 speed without any parallels. Comfortable in that A tier. Aaron Judge, the only thing that doesn't push him into the S tier for me is the fact that he's so damn tall and it's a lot of strike zone to cover. Dr. Smooth, amazing swing, one of the best swings in the game in my opinion. Defense holding him back and the speed holding him back from being S tier. Mike Cameron, I don't think he's good, but I don't think he's like a fringe S tier. He's just an A tier type of guy for me. And JD Martinez, very good hitting attributes. Only thing holding him back is that defense. Luis Roberts and Julio Rodriguez, B tier for me. Their defense holds them back in center field, and their speed, they had to drop it a little bit too. Yordan Alvarez, I could have put him A tier, but that defense definitely scares me. I know he has like gold defense, but his speed is not very good at all. He could definitely be in the A tier though. Grady Sizemore, with the durability boost, absolutely comfortable in the A tier. Without any durability or parallels, definitely not A tier for me. And then C tier, I could have easily put both of them in the D tier, but I just was nice. Andre Dawson and Minnie Minoso. So that covers outfield. Last position that we need to cover is DH. I only have two tiers, S and A. S tier for me is Castellanos, Schwarber. Randy Arozarena definitely hits that S tier for me. Juan Soto, Vlad Jr., Yandy Diaz, and Stan the Man. Obviously, there's a lot more options you could throw at DH, but those are my S tier in the sense that the other positions are covered. Like Austin Riley, I would much rather him play the field than DH, and then Jose Ramirez, other guys, so on and so forth. A tier, got Frank Thomas, Big Poppy, Jock Peterson, JD Martinez, Matt Holliday, Bryce Harper, Michael Brantley, and Yordan Alvarez. All right, that covers the DHs. Now we're going to move on to pitchers. We'll first start with starting pitchers, then move on to the... We're moving on to starting... We've covered all the positions. Now we're moving on to starting pitchers first with the pitching. S tier, easily John Donaldson, best pitcher in the game. We already know what he can do. You can bring him out of the bullpen every single damn game, full stamina. And he's a pain in the ass with the outlier slider and outlier fastball, along with his other pitch mix. Randy Johnson still clears in the S tier. Paul Skeens, for me, also clears in the S tier. And Shohei Ohtani, two-way player as well, can use him out of the bullpen every game. Sinker, cutter, slurve, outlier fastball, splitter. Only thing that really kind of holds him back a little bit is his control. Very, very big pars, but still has a very damn good pitch mix. So for me, he's S tier. A tier, I have not used Martin Dihigo, nor have I faced him. He does have a very good pitch mix with the outlier fastball, a slurve, a screwball, slider as well, I think, and I forgot his last pitch, but I know he only has 101 hit per nine, so that might hold him back. Again, I would have to face him to see, but I'm comfortable with him being in the A tier. Nolan Ryan, only thing holding him back is one, he doesn't have a slider or a slurve, something like that, and his control is pretty bad. Satchel Paige, I think that he would be in the S tier, but because of the fact his pars are so big, it's so tough to control his pitches. So that's why for me he's in the A tier. Rube Foster, outlier screwball, so that's kind of weird. He throws a very hard fastball, doesn't have outlier on that though. Slurve, forkball, and I believe a sinker. Has a good pitch mix, but for me he's A tier just because his hit per nine is kind of low. Marcus Stroman has a very damn good pitch mix and also has very high hit per nine and good control, but he just the velocity is not the greatest, so that's why I put him in the A tier. Same thing with Greg Maddux, good pitch mix, great control, velocity is just not there. Kershaw and Verlander rounding out the A tier for me. Then B tier, we got Tom Seaver, Big Maple, Chef G, Walker Buehler, and Zach Gallen for the B tier. C tier, you got Chris Sale, Sandy Alcantara, Shane McClanahan, Tyreek Schoolball, Yuri Perez, Luis Castillo, and then Hilton Smith. And then in the D tier, yep, I did do a D tier for this one. John Smoltz, Snell, Domingo Herman, and Casey Mize. There was plenty of starting pitchers to use, so that's why we were able to get to a D tier. So that is the starting pitchers, and then in my opinion, that S tier, those four guys should definitely be in your rotation, and then pick one of the guys in the A tier. And then last but not least, relief. Last but not least, we got the relievers. And in the relievers S tier for me, we got Mariano, Felix Bautista, Aaron Loop, Kenley Jansen, Evan Phillips, Aroldis Chapman, and rounding it out, of course, is Camilo Doval. A tier, I got Ottavino, Blake Trinan, Gossage, Trevor Hoffman, Craig Kimbrell, John Franco, and then Patrick Corbin. I think that Corbin with the good stamina, and he's actually got good hit per line and clutch with decent pitches. I think that he's not a bad option I think he is not a bad option for the reliever, especially being a lefty. Then the B tier, I got Rob Dibble, Adbert Alzolay, Drew Pomerantz, Tim Jim, Lou Trevino, Yanier Cano, Devin Williams, Gregory Santos, Chris Martin. That is actually a 90 overall Chris Martin, but he's got very damn good hit per nine and clutch, along with a sinker cutter combo splitter. Not a bad option. Definitely B tier for me, in my opinion. Johnny Lasagna, Emmanuel Clase, Schreiber. That's the captain card for the Red Sox in TA3. And then Brock Stewart. And then C tier is going to be Scoots Magoots, Fairbanks, Josh Hader, Carlos Estevez, Eckersley, Alexis Diaz, Joan Duran, and Brooks Raley. That Duran's the Tops Now card. His control is pretty bad. I wish if he had better control, obviously he would definitely be higher on the list because he does have that outlier four seam and outlier splitter along with a good slider. But for me, the control just puts him into that C tier. I wouldn't really think about using him because of it. With that being said, the S tier for me should be in your bullpen, and then you could just have a choice of somebody in the that's 7 S tier guys. So then, from there, just have a choice of the last one from the A tier. Or like for me, I don't really use Chapman. I'll mix him in here and there. Like I'll put him in and out because of the fact his pars are so big. I don't know if I trust it too much. So I can for sure Aaron Loop's in there as one of my lefties, but for sure Aaron Loop is in there as one of my lefties, and then I have one other lefty. Sometimes it's Chapman if I'm feeling it that day, but his pars do scare me, so sometimes I go with Patrick Corbin. But the S tier, he's still S tier because he has all those nasty pitches. It's just the par. Only reason why the par matters so much this year is because pinpoint, man, is it's so bad this year. So RNG. Last but not least, this is a new one for the positional tier list for me, and that is a wild card. Why? Because we do have that wild card for set 1 cards. You could choose one set 1 card. For me, the S tier is Babe Ruth, Chipper Jones, or Mike Trout. You can't go wrong with either one of them. My wild card is Chipper Jones, of course. And then A tier is Trey Turner and Fernando Tatis. I don't really mind seeing them either if you're really good with either one of them. They're also still very good cards in my opinion. But that will conclude it. We went all the way through catchers, through DH, from catchers all the way through DH for position players, and then starting pitchers and relief pitchers, and we even included a wild card tier list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you out, figure out who you want to use and whatnot. Also, again, I might have missed out on some stuff. That's okay. We're all human. We make mistakes. Just let me know in the comment section what I did miss so that we can talk about it in the comment section. I will definitely reply to that. But anyways, again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helps you out. And I hope you guys are ready for Extreme because it's coming quickly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on. Leave a like on the video and in the comment section below. Again, let me know what you think I missed out on. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.